Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we got the Devon Scope, enabling us to see invisible objects in our path. And in this episode, we're going to be heading into the gym by seeing the unseen and unseeable. And it's just going to run away. It's not just a chameleon, it's a zigzag chameleon that's in our way. So, I wanted to show that off-screen, I trained Absol up to level 29. I also taught my Pokemon some new moves. Moagami now has Rock Tomb through the TM. I got rid of Peck for that. Mainly just so it could actually hold its own against the flying types, even though it's not really going to be what I'm using all that much. I also taught something that I've been meaning to do for a hell of a long time but kept forgetting. I replaced Poison Sting with Toxic. I'd been meaning to do this for like 4 episodes since I beat Norman, but God, I've meaning to do this for like a hell of a long time though, but I kept forgetting, and it kept paining me in editing to just see that I hadn't done it yet. So I finally made a note, and I did it. So I now have Toxic on a cool tent. Altair is unchanged. Teddy is unchanged. I was thinking of teaching him Thunderbolt, but decided against it ultimately. Here, Kappa's unchanged, and Absol is unchanged. So, if you haven't guessed by now why I said I was going to be using Thunderbolts, this gym is flying type, meaning that I'm going to be struggling quite a bit though, because my starter Pokemon is weak to flying, and so is Kappa, and both of them are my only Pokemon that have moves that are weak to flying. So this is probably going to be where I'm at the greatest disadvantage throughout the entire game, because I don't really have much of a strategy here. I'm pretty much just going to play this fight by ear, and we all know how well that went when I fought Brawly. Here, Skarmory is... You definitely don't want to attack that physically, though, so I guess I'm good that I have Moagami here. I was hoping for a burn there, but I didn't get it. Okay, I'll take it. Not using flying moves on me. Critical hit! This is off to a great start already, though. I will also say, though, that even though Teddy's decently defensively, I don't really have a dedicated physical tank either, though, so it's not really a gym that I'm going to be at much of an advantage at. Let me see here. Who do I want to use? I'll use Teddy in a cool tent here, though, because we actually have a double battle coming up, though. Because the thing is, let's see what this guy say. Behold the elegant style of bird Pokemon. I like how bird is capitalized, even though it isn't a type, even though it was intended to be in beta of the original game. Winona taught me personally, you can't beat me easily, so we know the name of whom we must kill. I mean, defeat in a battle, fair and square. Oh well, 6 Pokemon? Really? Dang. Hopefully they're weak. Not bad. But yeah, in case you haven't noticed by now, I don't really have much of a dedicated physical tank. Teddy kind of gets the job done, though, because he's a jack of all trades and only has 1 weakness. Not to mention is immune to Ghost. So I guess he's okay. But aside from that, a cool tent is my special tank. Kappa is my annoyer. Moagami is my mixed attacker. Altair is going to be my special attacker, but doesn't really have that under its belt yet. I guess it could also be considered a mixed attacker. It's decent in both fronts. And then I guess Absol would be a dedicated physical attacker, though. But I don't really have a physical tank. Even though Teddy does kind of get the job done, and my Pokemon all have decent defense, it's just I don't really have a Pokemon that's super dedicated to it, so... Oh well. I don't know. I actually did have plans to include a physical tank on my team, which you will see what that is later, though, but I ended up dumping it, though, just because I will say the physical tank that I had in mind is kind of an overpowered Pokemon, in my opinion, and I kept trying to challenge myself in this fight by using Pokemon I wouldn't normally use, like Teddy, but it's never really turned out to be challenging for me, though, because they all have turned out to be good Pokemon so far. I mean, heck, I even thought Lotad was a bit of a challenge there for a while unintentionally, though, but God, Kappa actually is one of the better members of my team after it got Ice Beam, so I don't know. But anyway, we are just plowing through all these Swablues like nobody's business because they just can't really do much of anything to us. Skarmory is going to do Swift there, though, but that's not really going to do much either. I mean, look at this. The combination of Teddy and a cool tent is just destroying everyone. So let's see here. So, I guess kind of off subject, I read something that got kind of a good laugh at it. Whoa, Tropius! That's potentially awkward, because that is grass type. I read something that kind of got a laugh out of me that I thought was kind of amusing. I read this article that, according to, I think it was like some kind of like public study or something like that, that Android users are more likely to use their phones on the toilet than iOS users. And I was like, come on, that's a load of bull. I mean, like, come on, how can a user of a phone be more likely to use their phone on the toilet? Then I remembered, Tim is an Android user. It all makes sense now. Okay, I had to. But on a serious level, I did read an article that said that, and I did immediately think of Tim when I heard it, though. Then again, I'm an Android user, and I've used my phone on the toilet once or twice. But anyway, enough of that. I shouldn't be talking about that when I'm playing Pokemon, but I am, for whatever reason. What is it I gotta do? Oh, yeah, great. I have to do this. Okay. Puzzles in here are kind of weird. I don't know how this really relates to flying in any way. It's not like Skyla in Black and White where the puzzle actually relates to flying in some way, even though you're just getting shot at a cannon still. As a member of Fortress Gym, I am not allowed to lose. What, do you get fired if you lose? Just, I don't get what happens if he does lose. So what, is he just like instantly fired if he loses a single match? Isn't that kind of counterproductive for what a gym is kind of intended to do? Fortunately, we do need to fight this guy here if we do want to get through this puzzle. And there's all sorts of flying types, he says, which I think we kind of gathered by this point, though, so I don't really get what his point of saying that was. Darius. Or Darius, or I don't know. Darius, potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Speaking of that, I never got why people said tomato or whatever. I don't know, it always seemed really obvious to me that it was tomato. I never got why people said that, though, but I don't know, maybe both are correct, I really don't know. And I'm gonna get stomped on. Stomp is actually kind of an interesting move. I never really hear this talked about. I think I've pointed out in my previous Let's Plays, though, but that's really the only place that I've ever seen anyone talk about it, which is kind of sad. Stomp is really weird. If a Pokemon has used the move Minimize, which raises evasiveness, if you use Stomp on that Pokemon, it does more damage. So stepping on something that's smaller actually does more damage. I always thought that was kind of a nice little detail that they really didn't do. And Absol's learning Double Team. To be fair, Double Team, speaking of evasiveness raising, is a really overpowered move. It is really good. But I will say, I find it a bit cheap, so I think I'm actually going to avoid learning it. If I choose to change my mind, though, I do have a heart scale that I can use to reteach it, though, but I just kind of find Double Team cheap, though. I did play competitive, and at one point in time, I did use Double Team on one of my Pokemon, and I didn't think it was cheap at first, but I will agree with the masses now. It is a cheap move. So I do not promote using Double Team, even though at one point in time I tried using it on my team, even though I usually would ask before matches if they were okay with me using it, and they'd say yes, though. But I will say, I find it cheap. I really do. Anyway, though, we have gotten here to the gym leader, but I'd like to go and heal really quick, so I'll meet you guys back here in just a moment. I definitely recommend saving before this battle because this is a very long battle, especially if you're playing Emerald. So, anyway, I'm going to start off with Teddy. Let's do this. I am Winona. I am the leader of the Fortree Pokemon Gym. I have become one with bird Pokemon, even though it's flying, and have soared the skies. However, grueling the battle, we have triumphed with grace. Witness the elegant choreography of bird Pokemon and I. Imagine I, something that is fully capitalized that is not a Pokemon or a type in this game. Anyway, Winona here is going to start out with a Swablu with the moves Perish Song, Mirror Move, Safeguard, and Aerial Ace. This thing is not really that dangerous. If it has Perish Song, just switch out. If you're playing Ruby and Sapphire, you have the start of this battle a little tougher because she has a Swellow level 31 with Aerial Ace, Double Team, Quick Attack, and Endeavor, which is actually quite annoying, especially if it has Endeavor, because that move basically makes it so you have equal HP to it, and its tactic is, once it gets weak, there's Perish Song right there, once it gets weak, it'll go ahead and use Endeavor on you to bring it down to its level of HP, and then follow up with a Quick Attack next turn, which is really, really a cheap move, but it does work, and I understand why she does it. But if you want to know what I personally recommend using in this fight, and I will say I would have a much easier time if I did do this, you will have such an easier time if you have a Magneton or an Electrode, which you can get in New Mauville already, as I showed you. Now, Magneton is great for this fight because it quad resists flying, and it has electric moves with same type attack bonus. Electrode, on the other hand, is awesome because it has, well, it is one of the fastest Pokemon ever. You're going to be fighting really, really quick Pokemon in this fight, like most flying types are, and you'll be able to outspeed pretty much anything they throw at you, even if you're playing Ruby and Sapphire and she throws that big scary Swellow at you. Anyway, though, her second Pokemon, Tropius. She would not have this Pokemon if you were playing Ruby and Sapphire. She has one additional Pokemon. Thank you for doing Sunny Day. That boosts the power of my Fire-type moves. Unfortunately, I think the thing has Chlorophyll, meaning it'll go faster. But anyway, it has the moves Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Synthesis, and Aerial Ace. It's mainly here so that it can raise its speed to go faster than you, doing Aerial Ace like that. And also so that it can just spam Solar Beam on you. Really kind of annoying when it gets down to it, though. If you haven't guessed by now, her main move is Aerial Ace. It is basically the flying type equivalent of Swift. It never misses. And even if you're using moves like Fly, it will still hit you in the sky. So, irritating to say the least. Who do I want to use? So Moagami's down. Moagami was probably going to be my least valuable Pokemon in this fight, though, because of just how big of a disadvantage it's at. We'll throw... I'm trying to think here. This really is a tough call, though, because it's got Aerial Ace and Solar Beam available to it right now. We'll go with Altair, I guess. Not really much else I can do, because I'm kind of in a tight spot here. Oh, forgot to mention, Altair actually did learn Takedown. I didn't mention that at all. I feel kind of stupid, actually. And no surprise there. Oh, crap, I shouldn't have used that. It's got Aerial Ace. Crap, I'm going to get hit twice. Should have just gone for Steel Wing. God, why'd I do that? Oh, wait. Okay. I outsped it. I'll take it. I'd buy that for $1. And let me guess, Pelipper. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Who do I want to use? I don't really have much of a strategy here, so I'm going to use a Cool Tent, and I'm going to Toxic, okay? So, Pelipper is her third Pokemon. For once, she actually will have the same Pokemon in Ruby and Sapphire. It has the moves Water Gun, Aerial Ace, Protect, and Supersonic in all versions. This thing, I don't know. If you have an Electric type, this thing is really, really pathetic. But if you don't, it can be a little bit annoying because it's Confusion and it has decent physical defense. Aside from that, though, not really too worried. As you saw there, you know what? Let's beat it its own game. Not Parafusion, but Poise-fusion, I guess. Okay, I don't know. Can't really think of a better term for it. And it did it right back at us. Okay. Come on. What's really nice, though, is that we can kind of just stall it here because it'll attack itself on occasion, hopefully. And then the poison does more damage each turn, though, so you got that going for you. God, I'm really starting to wish that I had at least something that resisted her stuff. I'll go for item use number 1 here. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my many Persian berries because I have quite a few of them. And I like how I said in the last video, I was like, I only use 2 items on Norma. No, I use way more than 2 items on Norma. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought I only used 2 items on him. I clearly used 4 items if memory serves, though. But I guess I was just kind of saying that I didn't need the last items after all because he was really stupid and did that thing with Linoon, so didn't really need it. Come on, Pelipper. And it snapped. It never attacked itself even once. Just my luck. We'll do Acid and Protect. Okay, fine. You're just delaying your own demise. Poison's gonna take you down. I don't know if she's gonna heal though. She might. No, she's not. That was enough to take down Pelipper, so a Cool Tent's actually been proving to be pretty useful. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have trouble with this next Pokemon. No, actually. Her next Pokemon, and her strongest Pokemon actually, is Altaria. She has this Pokemon in both games. Altaria is ultimately what Swablu will evolve into. It is good on both defensive fronts, and it works as a mixed attacker as well. So, it's also a jack of all trades, though, but it's, I guess, more of a special attacker, though, because Dragon is special in this game. It is armed with the moves Aerial Ace, Dragon Breath, Earthquake, and Dragon Dance. This thing can get really annoying. I'm gonna go for Sing and hope for the best. Because it's gonna do Dragon Dance a lot. That move is gonna raise its speed and its attack at the same time. If it's able to get in a lot of those, it's gonna get frustrating really fast. Plus this thing is part Dragon type, meaning it gets the same type attack bonus from Dragon Breath. And then on top of that, it's got Earthquake, which gives it some additional type coverage. It's just all around a really frustrating Pokemon to fight. I'm gonna just use Take... What?! Okay, since when do trainers actually retreat when they're being AI controlled? I don't know, but admittedly that was a good move on her part. What do I want to do here? Not sure if I want to use Altair here. I guess Skarmory, I guess I could explain, has an Oranberry equipped though, so it's kind of annoying. I don't know why an Oranberry but not a Citrus Berry. Armed with the moves Fury Attack, Sand Attack, Steel Wing, and Aerial Ace. And Ruby and Sapphire's Aerial Ace, Steel Wing, Sand Attack, and Agility. A little less threatening in Emerald. And I was rightful to go to a cool test. Okay. Can't poison her Altaria because it's asleep, but hey, I'll do what I can. Can't use Toxic because Steel's immune to that, though. But what I can do is I can use Surf because it's a special attack, and Skarmory bluntly sucks at standing up to special attacks. You don't want to go with this thing with anything physical, trust me. Skarmory is one of the highest rated physical tanks in the game, for good reason. It really is very good at what it does. And she's down to her last Pokemon, Altaria. I think what I'll do is, because it's asleep, and she hasn't used any of the turns of sleep, it's guaranteed not to wake up this turn, so I'll go to Kappa and I'll shoot it with an Ice Beam. Definitely the move that you want to use in this thing. It is quad resistant, plus this thing is not... Oh, it has Natural Cure! That's why she switched! Crap! Fake Out. Crap, I forgot it had Natural Cure. That was one of the reasons why I picked Swablu for my team. And no surprise doing Aerial Ace. Come on, hit it with an Ice Beam. Kappa, yes! Okay, good. Yes! Okay, not like I thought it was gonna miss, but still. It's always worrying if it... Oh, great, it lived. It's using its Oranberry. If this was Ruby and Sapphire, would have a Citrus Berry, though, so they actually toned down this Pokemon a little bit in this game. Which was nice of them, I guess. But with that, Kappa goes down, so... Not so nice. Luckily, it no longer has the buff from Dragon Breath. Do I want to use that? You know what? I'm going to go to a Cool Tent. I don't have much confidence in a Cool Tent's ability to survive, but I'm going to try hitting it with a Toxic. Hey, I went first! Okay! Oh, right, I think I have a Quick Claw and a Cool Tent. Duh. Forgetting details about my own team. What's wrong with me? I sounded like a singer from a commercial. A bad one. Like, me! Okay. You know what? Absol has not gotten a proper battle yet. We'll use Absol for this. Unfortunately, Absol does not have the greatest speed in the world, but I have a little bit of faith. We'll go ahead and use Bite, I guess. And it's doing Dragon Dance. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but okay. And then next turn, I could probably follow up with a Quick Attack if it doesn't go down, though, so I think I'll be good here. And unless the poison beats it. Yes! Absol beat! Absol won against the gym leader in its first battle. Awesome! Okay. And we have defeated Winona. Never before have I seen a trainer who could command Pokémon with... Actually, it's Pokémon with more grace than I. In recognition of your prowess, I present you this gym badge. Awesome. Feather badge from Winona. Oh god, that feels awesome that I did that. And up to level 70 will now obey. We'll also be able to use Fly outside of battle, meaning that we can return to previous towns. We also get TM40, which will give us Aerial Ace. The chorus never misses. And we get Winona in our Pokénav. You know, something that's kind of funny about Winona is when the episode of the anime with her debuted, she had a shiny Swellow. And I remember that was always really special to me, though, because the week that episode came out, by pure coincidence, I found a shiny Swellow. And I was just, like, so amazed that happened, though, because I didn't know that she was going to have a shiny Pokemon in that episode, though. But, anyway. Altair's already got a flying move that is superior to Aerial Ace. Teddy, I don't think, would benefit from it too much, nor do I think Moagami would. So I think I'm actually going to give this to Absol because it's a physical attacker, and Absol is just kind of lacking in the moves right now. So it might not have been the best move. It might not have been the best choice to teach it, though, but really, I'm not going to use Razor Wind, to be honest. That's a normal move that you have to charge up, then use the second turn. And why would you? It's got 80 power. Who would use Razor Wind? It's just a less good version of Solar Beam / Sky Attack. Heck, I think even Skull Bash is better. But anyway, we have defeated Winona. We got our 6th gym badge. Absol won Absol won against a boss in its first battle. So what do we got here? Scott. Hi, Emil, it's me. Just thought you won a Fortree gym. Your strength. Perhaps you really are the trainer I've been searching for. Remember, you have a fan in me. You got a fan in me. Actually, that would be kind of gruesome if you think about the literal sense of that, having an actual fan rotating inside somebody. Ugh. Anyway, though, so we did all that. We got our 6th gym badge. I think we're going to end this off here. So next time on Pokemon Emerald, now that we have Fly, maybe I will actually be able to go and change Absol's name to whatever it is I suggested. Now, I haven't changed its name yet, though, because going back to Slayport would be a pain without Fly, but now we can use it. And the thing is, these episodes are being recorded really far in advance, so as the time recording this, the video where I ask you guys to name it has not gone up yet. So anyway, with that, I shall see you guys then.